Davidson's Homes describe themselves as builders and placemakers. And that's quite interesting because many house builders just build homes. It's a completely different thing to build places.
You can build houses anywhere, but you've got to leave a place. And so the landscaping, the elevations, the layout, everything's got to come together. We want to make sure that what we end up with is appropriate and complements the area that we're building in. And that's really what Davidson's is about.
It was quite clear from a number of councillors that visited of the Davidson sites. And they were very proactive in saying that this was a developer that we wanted to have on board because they'd seen the quality of their site, they'd seen the finish of their products. It was really a developer to welcome to the village.
There's just something about them really, they're just quite full of character. All the other developers that we looked at were just very basic.
This is great. I mean, if you look around, you can notice how thoughtfully this place has been designed. You can notice the difference in the roof line. You've got painted headers and sills. You've got open toe rafters. You've got painted timber fascias, but you've also got them coming away from the face of the building. So you get that beautiful shadow on the face of the building. That gives it that level of depth and interest.
Every house is quite unique.
Yeah,
it seems like
exactly.
It's been built specifically for you.
Yeah. So. It does make a big difference. It really set them apart.
When we find out that we could well be developing a piece of land, there's a great deal of excitement around the whole of the team.
The design team will be thinking about what can we do to make this place memorable and distinctive.
We start off with a blank piece of paper. We think we have an idea of how it should look, and this is the realisation of our dreams.
We try to make a development feel open. The spaces around the buildings are just as important as the buildings themselves.
We do like Davidson's style, very much so. I can remember this when it was just a field and they said they was going to leave those trees, and I didn't know how it was going to be, but how they've done it is superb.
The open space areas, the big drainage areas that we often create, if we're really clever how we use those, they can add to the overall feeling of space.
You'll notice new tree planting, you'll notice swales, and all these things have got multiple benefits. So they'll have biodiversity benefits, they can support native species, but the other thing they can do is encourage everybody to get out and about more often.
Davidson's offer a lot of areas for people to just go and relax. We have parties on some of the larger areas. It means you just naturally bump into people, dog walkers, just people walking to the shop down the road that's just come in.
There's lots of landscaped areas, and Davidson's, they pride themselves on allocating areas of nature.
Walking the dog, we're more likely to bump into a neighbour. We're most likely going to start to build those friendships with the people we live with.
Generally, our planning applications are received more favourably by local planning authorities rather than those of promoters, as planning officers are able to see that Davidson's will be the developer and that they will receive a quality scheme.
The impact has been absolutely minimal, no issues at all, and it's really nice to be able to have a developer who comes along and everything flows naturally.
Davidson's offer something different. They look quite traditional from the outside, and then you come inside and they're modern as well.
Yeah.
And tick all the boxes really.
Yeah, definitely.
What we do is think, how can we make our homes better than one of our competitors of a similar size? So we're really interested in how the space works. We create these galleried landings and voids over the front door, trying to get natural light into the first floors and create the inside to be as great as the outside.
As we've grown, we've been determined to keep hold of our street scene, and something that we really have become known for, not just throughout the East Midlands, but I would say throughout the industry.
We're now in our 11th year, and this year we'll build 650 homes. That's progress, but we don't really measure success on numbers of houses built. It's different for us. We're not really interested in the numbers too much. We're interested in the business growing and growing sustainably, and what we build and it all looking as great as it can possibly look.
The thing that other developers could really sort of learn is just that whole, no matter how big you get as a company, to not lose that sort of personable element.
You feel like you're part of the Davidson's family.
Well, when we started the business, that was purely in the Leicestershire patch that we know really well, Over the last 10, 11 years nearly, we've expanded into other areas, so we're now building on 18 sites across the East Midlands and South Midlands.
Having established ourselves as a significant regional house builder based up in the East Midlands, it's now really exciting to be part of the new chapter down here in Northampton to build on that progress and continue our business growth into a new region.
More often than not, we're approached by landowners directly who've seen our product and are able to see that the product itself is able to command a premium over that of our competitors, and ultimately we're able to deliver that premium back in land value to the landowners.
Our business extends beyond building houses to looking at land and developing land. Right from Edinburgh, we have a scheme up there, right through to the south coast.
Well, for over a decade now, our knowledge of the planning process has enabled us to promote a wide range of schemes from 15 to 4,000 dwellings, which demonstrates our successful track record for delivery.
The streets and the buildings we build will be here for generations. We've got to make sure they're right. We've got to make sure they're of really good quality.
You know, we are genuinely a legacy house builder. That's where we've got a natural fit with landowners that have got that conscience, because we know that what we do is complementary to often their views on the world, which is if you're going to develop something, it's got to be for future generations.
There are so many positives when you come onto these sites, and yeah, I feel very proud.
We are very much a family of house builders that we eat, sleep and drink it. It's constantly at the front of our minds, so yeah, we're a little bit obsessed, in a good way.
This particular development is probably going to enhance the village more than any other development in recent years. There has been so many negative things about previous developments that this development is standing on its own, head and shoulders above anything that's been done here. It's a great place that I think the village can be proud of and the people who move in can be proud of.